Hi guys, and welcome to It's a Heartthang. And if you're enjoying the things that I've been sharing here on my channel, please subscribe. Last week we talked about the law of circulation. So I ended it by saying I wanted to go in and talk about the law of reciprocity, which basically is connected to the law of circulation. And by that I mean that what you put out there, it circulates back to you. And here's the key. A lot of us are not inclined to receive what is coming to us. And let me just give you a real simple example. Say for instance, someone comes up to you and they give you a compliment about your hair, or they think that what you're wearing is nice. And I've done it before where we go in and we're like, oh, oh, this old thing, or I'm sorry. I mean, thank you, but this thing is 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. And what you've done right there is basically block that person's blessing. They are now unable to share their blessing. They're unable to put out positive energy into the universe because you cut them off. You say, oh, that's okay. I'm good. So like we talked about last week, it's a circuit. And in order for the circuit to continue to flow, everybody does their part. And when you block it, you block their blessing, you block the blessing you could have received, and it now becomes stagnation. So the simple thing to do, and I had to tell myself this many times, is that someone would come up and say something nice to me, and I could hear my mind getting ready to explain why I wasn't worthy, that's the key word, of their compliment. I would start to formulate in my mind how I'm gonna go in and block this. And then I had to tell myself, Cynthia, just say, thank you. Simple, thank you. And once I said thank you to someone giving me a compliment or sharing something about me that they thought was great, I felt good. And I saw the other person feeling good because they were able to put out in the universe their positive energy. And it's funny because I was listening to someone on YouTube today and they were talking about how you can go in and manipulate the law of reciprocity. And I'm thinking, but the law is a natural law that happens, and when you try to go in and manufacture it or make it like a tool, it takes away the pure beauty of the law. So I don't subscribe to trying to understand how to go in and receive what you want in a manipulative way. Now, I will go deeper and say that the law of receiving is definitely an extension of what we're talking about today, that reciprocity, where you're allowing someone to give back to you. The law of receiving is when you go out into the universe and you put something out there that you're seeking, and you have to be available and open to receive it. I wanted to go in and share something with this author, my author again, from my very first spiritual book. Her name is Sanaya Roman, and this one is called Living with Joy. And on page 94, I just kind of want to read a little bit of this. It says, learning to receive is learning to ask for the essence of what you want rather than the form. She goes on to say, when you say, I want this man or this woman to love me, or I want this person to bring me joy, then you have made it very difficult for the universe to give you what you want, especially if they do not love you or bring you joy. She goes on to say, If instead you say, I am open to receiving a man or a woman who will love me, then it is much easier to have it, for you are not attached to the form, but rather to the essence. And that's the meat of it. I wanted to read some more. It says, if you want something to appear in a specific way, it may take longer than if you let the universe create the magic and the miracles and bring you the soul request rather than the personality desire. Often, this requires the ability to let go and detach. So when you get to that point, and I've done the vision boards where I put stuff on the vision board and I say, this is what I see, this is what I want. But I never allowed myself to become so attached to the actual thing on that vision board. I knew the essence, I knew what I wanted to feel. And so I said to myself, okay, so I want to be able to create enough wealth where each month I don't have to work outside of the house and I can stay home and be able to sustain my lifestyle with no stress. Now I release that into the universe. Instead of saying, each month I want $50,000 to be in my bank account. Now I put it in the universe. So now the universe has to go in and try to create your personality desire. And instead of what the essence of it is. And the essence is that I just want to receive this ability to have financial stability where I can do the things I want to do without clocking in. So this whole receiving, when someone gives you a compliment, it basically, and I call it, builds your spiritual muscles so that when you get to that point where you're making a request from the universe, you are now open to receiving it. Because a lot of us, as they say, will cut our nose off to spite our face. We won't receive. We won't go in and say, thank you. So hopefully if these words made you feel good or feel like it's something you can use in your day-to-day life, then please, most definitely subscribe to my channel. My goal is to break it down so that it's more in layman's terms, so you can just kind of apply it to your life without hearing all the spiritual words. And I just want it to be as simple as, I don't know, as a slice of bread. And we all know what a slice of bread is. So with that, I want to say have a good day, have a good night, and until next time, I'll see you here at It's a Heartthang, and subscribing would be wonderful. Thank you guys.